Hello everybody, how are you doing? I hope you are doing well. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back if that's the case. My name is Mandy, this is Kirianna Budgets, and today I'm going to be doing my mini budget. This is where I'm going to write down how much we have left after paying all of what I think of as fixed expenses. So that would be like the gas, the electric, rent, council tax, the debt payments we need to pay off, all of that stuff, insurances, childcare, and showing you what we do with it all once all of that has been done. We do actually have 2 monthly subscriptions that I put into like the fixed stuff and that. It's the basic Netflix, and my husband and I have a joint National Trust membership that we use as well quite a lot. So we do get our money's worth out of that. But that's already been paid and accounted for over in my budget planner. I will head straight into it because I've also got to do the binders, and it might take a little while to get through it because I'm still quite unfamiliar with doing this on camera, so I need to have a little think while I'm talking, which is not something I apparently do too well. Right, so heading straight into it. At the end of last month, after accounting for everything that's fixed, we have £1,710 and 10p, which I think is not too bad. So I'm going to head straight into our variable envelopes. So groceries, petrol and savings challenges we do on a Saturday. There are 4 of them in June, so I need to multiply whatever that is by 4. And minis we do on a Wednesday, or at least I try to do the minis on a Wednesday. Sometimes it's a Tuesday, sometimes it's a Thursday, but I account for Wednesday, and there's 4 Wednesdays, so 4 of those as well. Everything else is just a one price that I do on the 1st of the month, which is today. So groceries, we do £110 every week, every Saturday. It covers excuse the thingy there. We used to do £120 a month, but I wanted to do minis and the money had to come from somewhere, so I knocked it down to 110 because we were actually not struggling at all to feed our family of 4 on 120. And last month was not bad either. We did not go hungry. There's myself, my husband, our 20-year-old son and our 4-year-old daughter that we feed on that. And yeah, it does fine. We all get our lunches because we all do packed lunches and that. We don't buy while we're out or anything. My husband mostly works from home. So even petrol and that, we don't need huge amounts. We do £30 a week for petrol. Well, petrol dash travel, because sometimes I do need to get public transport. So that is £120 per month. Well, this month anyway, it would be 150 if it was a 5-week month. Pets, we do £60. We have 2 cats and a snake that we feed on that, and that covers them nicely. Household, so your personal hygiene goodies and cleaning products and stuff is that. Family spending, we don't really spend huge amounts, but if we do go for a picnic or we go to a National Trust and our son decides to come with us, because often he does not, so it's just us and the little one, we can buy cake and tea or something if we fancy it, although for the most part we just take a picnic and it's fine. And the spending is my personal spending, £40. We give ourselves, I've already taken my husband's 40 out of that and sent it over to his personal account. Mostly it all goes into a joint account, but we do like to have a little personal account. I use that £40 in cash, and his just goes straight into the bank. Whatever's left out of the £10 a week that I give myself, because I should put ×4 as well, because I give myself £10 a week. I just give my husband just takes his £40 and sticks it in his account and uses it when and wherever at the beginning of the month. Whatever's left I put into our 365 penny saver, but out of that money as well, sometimes I'll put a little bit away for, say, his birthday and that when it's coming up. We're not really big spenders for birthdays. We tend to just go and take the little one out and let her buy something like a little teddy bear or something and do a card, and then arrange a picnic and that, because we're both quite outdoorsy as far as that goes. But anyway, that is that accounted for. So let's add this up and see what it comes to. Another 60, there were 3 60s, weren't there? Yep, and that. So £780 for our variable envelopes, which will leave us with £930, which is not too shabby, is it? And 10p. We must not forget that 10p. That is going to go into car maintenance. Right. World of Warcraft. These are our annual subscriptions that we pay for. Prime, NutriCheck, PlayStation, World of Warcraft. World of Warcraft is my husband's game of choice. It's a subscription-based thing. You can pay it on a monthly or annually basis, but he has been playing this thing basically since it came out. I think the game's coming up to 20 years now, 15, 20 years, something like that. It's an old game, but they're constantly releasing updates and that, and my husband loves the game and he plays it. I used to play it quite a lot as well. So a little fact, actually, the name of my Etsy company, Kirianna Budgets, the name of this channel and everything as well, it's obviously not named after me, is it? My name is Mandy. I didn't think it was a very interesting name to tag onto things, and I suppose when I first started doing all this stuff, I kind of wanted to still have a little bit of I wasn't sure if I wanted to share my name and everything. But I'm such a chatterbox, that probably fell out of my mouth in the first video that I did. So it's the first toon that I did group content with in World of Warcraft. I created what we call a toon in the game. If you're not familiar, World of Warcraft is an MMO, so it's a massive multiplayer online game. And I had a holy paladin that I raided on. You join up with other people who also play the game to take up on group content, basically. Either do PvP, which is person versus person, or PvE, which is person versus environment. I used to do the PvE element and group up with people, and I was the healer. Kirianna was my paladin. I played her for many, many years. I was very fond of her. But yes, that's where the name Kirianna comes from. But I've stopped playing. I don't have the time to sink into it at a high level. And I'm the kind of person that wants to complete things. I want to compete at the highest. I want to do it to the best of my ability. And it's quite a time sink if you want to actually take on that content. Anyway, I'm rambling again for a lot of you that are probably not in the slightest bit interested about multiplayer games. But yeah, that's where Kirianna Budgets come from. But it's I think 110 or 120 a year, I can't remember which is, but £10 was a nice round number. So we are doing that, and if we have a little bit left at the end of the thing, you can put that money towards an expansion or whatever when it comes out. Right, PlayStation is me. So I play RPGs, role-playing games like Final Fantasy and that, and I also play farming games and that on it as well. So that is £60 a year. I don't know why I've put the 60 there. It will be £5 a month to cover that. Nutritrek is also me because I do struggle with my weight. I'm only 5 foot, so I have to be really careful with what I eat because the weight goes on really, really fast. I actually lost 6 stone at one point about 12 years ago. Some of it has crept back on since I had my daughter. I've had trouble losing it again, so I have been trying to track. I've still got about 1.5 stone, 2 stone to lose to get back down to what I was before things like COVID and pregnancy and that hit. So that is £30 a year. I'm doing £5 a month, and then I will probably just put that in there as a little bit of a buffer anyway and just carry it on. Because why not, you know? And Prime is actually due out in August. It's the only one that we've got left this year. The rest have all been paid. So by the next time it rolls round, we should have enough money. But Prime, I'm actually going to put £20 in this month. And then next month, July, I'll put in 25, and that will give us the 95 that we need. I've only started accounting for annual subscriptions in our envelopes since the beginning of the year. So next year we should be fine and ready to go, and I won't have to put extra in to cover anything. But anywho, that is £40. So out of the 930, this is going to leave me with 890, isn't it? But I am going to math it on the calculator just in case my brain does not brain. There we go, £890 and 10 pence to go into it. Now, before I start on this section, I mean, there's not really much there this month because we've got the MOT due out. So I want to put a little bit extra into car maintenance to make sure we have a little bit more there just in case we do need to do something. But we need to carry forward £250 into next month to cover the bills, basically, that come out between now and next payday. So you things like council tax, for instance, they're all due on the 1st of the month, so they should be have gone out of the account today. Council tax, DVLA, our phone bills, the internet bill and that, they all go out before getting paid at the end of the month. So I need to make sure that I've got the money in the bank to cover that for when they go out. So that is £250. So we're going to take that away straight away up there, which leaves us with £640 to put into our bits and bobs, which is not bad innings, I don't think. Bearing in mind the savings challenges and minis, when they're completed, they're going to be going straight into other envelopes anyway. And when I get to the point where I decide how I'm going to do that, I will film it and put it on. Because as of yet, I've only been doing savings challenges since January. We haven't completed a huge amount of them yet. And I'm not sure whether I should do it at the end of the month. I see some people doing it at the end of the month. I see some people reallocating it as soon as they finish one, especially when you don't finish a lot of them. I mean, I think we only finished 2 in May, so that's £70. It would have made sense to just do that when I finished them. So I still got to reallocate those. They're still sitting in my finished envelope. So I will probably do it as I do. I mean, what do you think? How do you think you should do when you don't complete a lot of them? What makes sense to you? I would love to know. Right, but anyway, I'm doing savings challenges at £50 per week this month, and that will probably be where it sticks. I've been gradually upping it. I started off at £30 a month, then I did last month at £40. A week. This month I'm going to do £50 because in my eyes I'm going to be reallocating them into the envelopes anyway, and I'm having fun while I do it, which keeps me engaged, which is a really important part of cash stuff into me, because when I get bored I stop doing stuff. I just do. So £200 is going into that. I'm going to do £15 into my minis. I was doing £10. I only started doing those last month. I was doing £10 a week. I'm going to do £15 a week this month and see how that goes. And mostly I can afford to do that this month because we were paying for a family holiday. I have mentioned it in previous videos. We had a bit of news at the beginning of the year. And it meant that all of my family, all of my siblings, there are 6 of us, I'm the eldest of 6 actually, our spouses and our children are all going on a family holiday with my dad. It was a bit of a last minute thing, and it's cost us more than we were planning for the holiday. So we've been ploughing a lot of money into that to get it paid. And we did get it paid last month. So we have a little bit more wiggle room this month. I'm also starting a month ahead binder, which I will show you and top that up in a little bit. I'm putting £60 into that to try and give us a little bit more financial stability. And the last of the holiday, as I mentioned, is being paid. But it's actually got to go into the kids' pots because I thought it all had to be paid by the end of this month. But I went on to have a look at it and it actually was due around the 20th. So what I've had to do is take that last £240. So while it says it's coming out of, it is going towards holiday, but I had to borrow it from the kids' birthday and Christmas pots to pay it. So I've got to actually put that into their pots. But it is actually for holiday. It's what's paid for because it's going back into the kids' pots. And car maintenance. Right, let's take this off and see what we've got left for the car maintenance. I can't imagine it is a huge amount, if I'm honest. But every little help, if it's, yeah, £80 and 10p will be going in there. Because, I mean, if it's just a tyre or something, which I hope it is, that's fine. We've got enough for the MOT, but we don't have the thing right now. That should... I don't know how I end up with 159.99, but so if we do 200 plus 60, 240 and £80 and 10p is £640 and 10, which I believe is what was up there first. Boom, boom, boom. Right, let's see. I'm going to add all these up and make sure that it does actually come to that number up there. So I will speed you up for this. Yeah, there we go. See, so that all works. We are done. That's cool. Now let's start popping this money off into the places that it needs to go. Right, let's start with the savings challenges and the minis, which will be doing cash. I do what I call hybrid budgeting. I've seen quite a few people do hybrid budgeting where they do mostly digital, but savings challenges I tend to do in cash. It just makes it, I don't know, handling the actual money makes it a little bit more real. I might swap all the way over to digital cash stuffing because I really don't like having the money in the house, if I'm honest. And it would make it a lot easier because it's our local bank is not so local anymore. They closed our local bank down. So getting the money out is a bit of a pain. So I went to the cash point to get it out. And I've had to go through the binders to try and find bits of change because it only spat out £20 notes, which is not great when you've got odd amounts like £15, £10. You don't want that, do you? So I am seriously thinking of just swapping all the way over to digital and just sticking savings challenge money into a pot in Monzo as I go. What do you think? Give me your thoughts. But anyway, I need 200 into savings challenges. So 20, 40, 60, 80, 1, 20, 40, 60, 80. So that is the 200 for savings challenges. 60 for the minis. So 20, 30, 40, 50. And then I'm going to put the 210s here into the minis because it's 15 a month, isn't it? The 25, sorry, there we go. And then I should have 40 left over for my personal spending, which works out well. So for the most part, we should be all right. And I should be able to this month kind of flip it round a bit so that it is, I've got the 10s and stuff. I should be able to swap things around and condense it down as I go. Right, so I want the savings challenge money in the the minis money in the mini binder. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, so 20. Yeah, so go into this one, and the rest I will put into the challenge binder over there. There we go. That's all ready to go. I should start finishing some of these this month. I didn't finish any. My first month, I didn't finish any of the minis. But this month, I hope I should, depending on how the dice go. Let's hope that they're kind to me, shall we? Right. Actually, I was going to do myself a little fan of monies. So, I see so many people do the fans of money, and I never do it. So I'm like, ooh. So, excuse me while I indulge myself and do myself a little fan of money to go on my as the thumbnail. So look at that. See, it feels like so much money to me. Look at that. There's no way that I've had this money to just play games with, to go into like various sinking funnies things last year, sorry. 3 and 1, so 60, 20, 30, 40, 50. Yeah, that's right. So I'm having fun doing this. It's always seemed so boring to me before. And to be fair, growing up, money wasn't something the parents really talked about. It was just, you were the kids, you just played or helped out with the smaller ones, as in my case, sort of thing. And it was yeah. My parents I'd never really remember hearing them talking about money. And they must have had to budget with 6 of us, sort of thing. They were not really high income earners or anything. They were pretty much, my dad was a sparky, and my mum just did the odd jobs around and stuff. But yeah, that's that part done. So the month ahead is digitally cash stuff. I have decided to just stick that as digital. Right, so let's go in and sort out the kids, shall we? Let's put their money back into there. And this is where we come into lifing on us. I don't know if you recall when I did the had to pay for the holiday. I did film it, and it took the kids down to £65. Unfortunately, we did have to attend a funeral for my stepdad last month. It was a bit unexpected. I didn't film anything to do about it, but we had to take some money from somewhere. We took the £25 from each of the kids' birthdays and Christmas pots to buy some flowers, pay for petrol and that, so we could attend, etc. So they are down to £40. We're putting the money back into it that we took out for, excuse me, gathering my thoughts. That we took out for the holiday. But so we will be topping that back up, but we do still owe each child £25 even after doing this. So the budget last month didn't go really very well, because we had obviously the holiday I had to follow from, then we had that, and we had to take the 100 out of the kids, out of the emergency pot, because we did have an emergency pot with £100 that we'd started. But our daughter keeps growing, and the weather got nicer, and we needed clothes for her, and there was no money left in the clothes pot, so we took £100 out of that to go out and buy her some summer clothes, because it felt like the weather changed so fast. But yeah, not that that matters. We can top it all back up. We did not have to Klarna it or anything else, which is amazing. That is something we would have had to do last year, because we just would not have had the money to do it. It's that simple. Last year, I was wondering if that colour was right. It is, that's good. It's drying into the same colour. Oh, did I pick up the wrong pen? How did your budgets go last month? I'd be interested to know. I am interested to know how people's budgets go. Because although ours had a few hiccups, we did still get through, sort of thing, and we didn't have to put ourselves in a bad position to do so, you know? I mean, which is amazing. We didn't have to borrow anything, and I didn't like taking it out of the kids' pots and stuff, or the emergency fund. I really didn't, but it was there, you know? I mean, that's less than a year of cash stuffing, and we're in a position to do that. That's amazing to me. It makes me a very happy girly. And we have paid off a lot of debt as well. To be fair, we only have 2 left. I'll be doing the other one in a minute, because I will be asking your advice on what you think I should do concerning it. Actually, I can talk about it now. That we have 2 things left that we need to pay off. We have our car loan, and we have 600 that we owe on another thing. Now, I know that we have enough money in the pots to just pay it outright, get it done, pay it off, and start again next month sort of thing. So, but it does mean that the majority of the money, because we don't have huge amounts in the pots as of yet, because we've been playing a bit of catch-up sort of thing, and I've been learning as I go. But as I finish savings challenges, and if I take out the 400 that we have now in the kids' parts, because I've topped up them ones those already, I could pay off that £600, which would literally only leave us with the car loan. I mean, what would you do? Because I really don't want to keep emptying it out of the children's pots. I feel good knowing that the money is there for them to treat them, even if it's not to the level that we want to as of yet, because they're not full. My son's already had his birthday this year. My daughter's is not due to the end of next year. But how would you do that? Would you just pay it off 100 a month, which the person is very happy for us to do? They're more than happy for us to just do 100 a month and just leave the pots untouched? Or would you just get it out of the way? One less thing on your mind. I did see somebody do that, where they just emptied their pots to get rid of a debt and give themselves like a clean thing, and they just started again. And that kind of appeals to me. But I think I would feel so guilty just stealing it from, it feels a bit like stealing from the kids, even though they would have no clue, and by the time their birthdays roll around, they're still going to have the money there. I mean, the way the brain works sometimes is not logical, is it? These trackers that you're seeing, by the way, are actually personalisable. I do sell them on my Etsy shop, but you can have, instead of Christmas gifts or birthday savings challenge or whatever, you can have, like, say, David's birthday savings up there, or Tina's Christmas gift fund, something like that. I do personalise them to however you like them. And I do different designs or colours in the case of birthdays. Right, so there, that's 100 into the little ones. It's quite a cute one, I think. I do like the design on that one. The envelopes in this one from Budget with Ira, in case you're wondering, because they are a beautiful set of envelopes in here. I did the decals myself, but the envelopes are from him. It's his Christmas in July box, which I do believe it's called Oh What Fun on his website. So if you do like the look, the binder also was in it. There's this leap year thing was in it at the back here. There was this little savings challenge. This savings challenge was in it. There was also a scratch off and another challenge that was very similar to this that I used to fund our Christmas tree, which also has £60. So I could empty that out and start that again to put it towards the 600, for instance. There we go. Let's pop that in there and take the 100 out. This one's my son's one. Green is his favourite colour. Lime green, to be precise. The brighter the better in his eyes. He does like a bit of green, that lad. My daughter's is pink. She's a very girly girl, bless her. She loves her dollies and pinks and rainbows and sparkles. She did not get that off of her mummy in the slightest, because the only reason I have that pink savings binder over there is because I let her pick it for me. I'm trying to get her kind of familiar with the idea of the fact that money is not endless, sort of thing. So I try and involve her a little bit while I'm doing this sort of stuff. But she picked that pink binder out for me. My favourite colour is blue. I will go for almost any other colour before I go for pink, I've got to be honest. But if it makes her smile, then I will do it. And there we go. That is that done. My son doesn't particularly care. He's 20, so... And while he does, he has a green binder. I did get him a binder and everything, because he has shown some interest in doing it, and I think he will get round to it. But as of yet, he hasn't touched it. I did a whole video setting him up his binder and showing you how he'd done it and what categories he wanted and everything. And we spent quite a while together setting it up, sort of thing. And then he did nothing about it. Right, car maintenance, which is in these one. Don't you go over. There we go. Right. Car maintenance into here. This is our short-term savings. It's mostly empty at the moment, I've got to be honest. There's not a lot going on in here. I will get round to it. We had to take the money out that I had in my cat's oopsie pot to pay for a cattery for the holiday. We had to put the deposit down this month, so the 60 that was in there has gone out to do that. So I will be putting some money into that for next month and that as well, to pay for that. Annual subs, I do need to do this one, don't I? How much was going into the annual subs? 40. So let's do that one. And stuff. 40 into there, which gives £95 and 5 pence, depending what interest, because that is in the Monzo pots, because this stuff is all digital. So let's have a look in here. So I need to add 40 into that. 20, 40, which gives us £94 now. Sitting in there for those. For August. So to be fair, even if I didn't put another penny in it, I mean, I still will because I want to make sure we're good for next month. I also have a thing in here that shows the price and the cost roughly, so that we've got that, so we know when it's due. And car maintenance, here we go. So I need to staff, what did I just do? There it is, £80 and 10 pence, which will obviously be digital as well. So which will give us, no, 120, won't it? 120 and 10 pence into there. I'm not going to bother with the odd 10 pence, but 120, let's get rid of that. And do we have another 100? We do. There we go. So we have 120 in car maintenance, and hope that not a lot is wrong with that. But that is that done. Right. What is next? Let's have a little look-see here. Okay. I am missing something. 1 second. I will be right. Okay, I am back. This is what I was looking for. I was using this to pay off the holiday, and I actually quite like the way it worked. I've just got a placeholder here. I'll put the starting amount, how much I've paid, and what I still owe, because it's done digitally. I really like the idea of these, actually. I was watching Up the Creek Budgets, and she does it like this, where she just has a little placeholder. She then doesn't have to worry about lots of different denomination, like amounts and everything. So she just has a placeholder she puts in, and when she tops it up, she puts a plus, how much she's putting into it, and then I think she does it off camera. I'm not sure. My memory is not great. I do watch her, believe it or not, on a weekly basis. But then she kind of adds it all up and puts it back on there, so she knows exactly how much she's got for each thing in her bank, which I think is an amazing one. She is a digital cash stuffer, and I love the way that she does her digital cash stuffing, actually. I'm going to use a bigger pen because I think the small one will be a bit... But I'm going to use this for that £600 that I mentioned. And I do look forward, I will read in the comments, sort of thing, what you think I should do regarding that, because I really do like the idea of just having it gone and literally just having the car loan done, because I'm a little bit like, I've watched quite a lot of Budget with Ira. I've been watching him for quite a long time, and when he had his car loan, he just kind of saw it as a monthly expense. It just went out in his fixed expenses. He didn't really see it as a debt. I do still see it as a debt, but it's kind of, it's one of those long-term ones. It's so it just goes out each month, sort of thing, and I probably will pay it down faster, but it's not something I can get done quickly. I can get this done quickly, I can get it finished, and then we just have that one thing to pay off. So I do like that idea, but I'm not sure that I can float it with just emptying our kids' binders. That makes me sad to do that. I don't know, help me please. But anyway, that is that going in there, and either what will happen next month is it will be all scrubbed out because I'll have decided to empty some pots out and do it that way, or I will take off 100 or 200 or whatever and pay it back in increments. There we go. So that is that bit done. Was there anything else? Yes, that's my month ahead binder. I've been quite excited to do this because I put her together, and I put quite a lot of work into getting the sizes right and everything. And I bought these off of Budget with Ira with the intention of actually making a month ahead bundle for the Etsy shop. But I don't know that I'm actually going to put it up on the Etsy shop because it took a lot of time. I don't know. By the time I priced it up and everything, I'm not actually sure that it's... whether people would want to pay the money. I don't know. Give me your thoughts on that anyway. For the minute, £60 is going into this. What I've done is I've done it from the lowest to the highest amount in each category. I'm putting £60 in this month. Maybe I'll have more or less other months. I don't know. But it will be £5 per category. And as I finish off a category, so when phones is finished, for instance, I will snowball it into internet. So £10 will go into internet till that's paid, and then childcare, so on and so forth, until I can do all of it and then start on month 3. I've seen a few people do this. The first place I saw it was a channel called Hands of Provision, and she's an American lady called Mary. She does it in this way. She actually shows you different ways as well to save towards your month ahead. on different incomes, so low income, medium income, and a bit of a higher income, which I think is an amazing thing. And I will probably have to go in between doing them, because sometimes we'll all have more money than others. So yeah, that is the way I've chosen to do this. Each one has a dashboard. I've assigned an amount, and I've got a little thing on the back of each of them. I've rounded most of them up, because by the time the amount I needed, I divided by the amount of icons. I only need 71p per icon, and that doesn't make sense. So I'm going to do it per icon. And let's face it, bills only ever go up, don't they? They don't go down. So I'm going to colour in 5 of these. I think I did bring the pink over as well to try and go with the calm, like the pastel tones that I picked for this. But I'm just going to do it all blue. It might be a bit boring, but it means I don't have to swap and save. And 5 is going into this. There we go. Phones. The first £5 into that. That is an amazing feeling to just know that we are starting that. I mean, I really do think it is important to do these sort of things. The thing is, though, the more you get into this, it's so tempting to keep adding envelopes, and I have over and over, but then nothing seems to go into them. So it's like this month we've got car maintenance. The last 3 or 4 months we've had the holiday to pay for, and it's just I'm just going to colour in the box for these, because these ones are £1 each as well. Our childcare bill, thankfully, is not large. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But I know that some people have childcare bills that like edge into the hundreds, so I have done it as one of those ones where you can tick off and divide it into 10, so it's small manageable amounts, so you can see progress a bit faster. Right, water is £2. What I've done with ones like this, where I've got a 5, so I've got £1 left over, is rather than just colouring a half or something, I'm just going to wait until I've got the right amount in there to top it up. So next month, for instance, if I put 5 in it again, I'll colour in 3 icons. But I'm not going to try and do it so that it represents, say, a quarter of an icon or something like that. I'm literally just going to do the 2 here, and then next month I will colour in 3 of them to show that there's a tenner in there. Because that just makes sense to me. I think that's a great way of doing it, because I can count it up each time. That's why the placeholders are there. Subscriptions I will do the same with. I'm just going to colour in the card there. So 5 is going in, but I will just colour in 2, and next month I will do 3, and it will all pan out in the end. Insurances works out quite well, doesn't it? So I mean, I could make it pretty and use loads of different colours and everything, but then you're sitting there watching me colour in, basically. That's it, isn't it? So yeah, that's that one done. Gas and electric is £4, so I'll only manage to do 1 of these this month, but that's okay. Sure, sometimes sooner or later these bigger ones at the back, they will speed up and start filling up quicker, so that is fine. So that's that one. Council tax, again, that'll only be the 1. I'm just going to colour in the dot for that, and £5 into this. I'm so happy with how this turned out, though. I very much like this this binder. I'm very happy with how it came out, but it did take a while to get the sizing right and everything. And I'm aware, obviously, everybody's got a different budget, haven't they? So there's no way you could, well, you could, but I think it would take a lot of time to take someone's personal budget and kind of do that, if that makes sense, so that it fits exactly into each icon. So I have, for the most part, like I said, rounded it up. Having a bit more of a buffer, if you are ever in a position to need a month ahead, is that can't be a bad thing, can it? As far as that's concerned. Debt payments is another one of those that I've done the icons at the back, because obviously debt payments can be quite substantial for a lot of people. There we go. There's that one. I mean, when I first started cash stuffing, I think ours was at £900, which is a shockingly huge amount. That was when I decided that I really needed to get a handle on my spend. Well, it is my spending. That's just it. That's another thing that made it so guilty for me. It wasn't my husband. He's quite a frugal chappy. It's me. It's me that impulse spends. I buy things and I'm like, nah, we want that. Why not? Because, my darling, you have to get it on credit and pay it back. Let's be sensible. There we go. And that is that done. That's our 12 categories. Mortgage, rent, and everything else. Because, yep, there's that. See? And we are done with the month ahead. I am so happy. I've been looking forward to starting this. I have been so looking forward to getting that. It makes me feel a bit more in control and a bit more prepared for the future. Let's just put it that way. But anyway, that is, I think, everything done. So what do you think? I really would love to hear your advice or your thoughts on how you do things, for instance. This has taken me 11 months to get to this point, and I still feel a bit like it's not, what's the word, economical sort of thing. It just feels quite faffy when I do things sometimes. Am I making it too complicated? Should I make it and condense it down and everything? Because like I said, I keep finding more things. I was like, I'm not adding any more binders. And then I added a month ahead binder. I'm not adding any more binders. And then I dug this one out because all of my minis in that were not fitting into the savings challenge binder. So it's, I just keep expanding it. And sometimes it can feel a little bit overwhelming. I'm trying to find the balance to keep it all compartmentalized in a way that keeps me engaged, but small enough that I can still see progress in the individual categories. Does that make sense? I don't know, it does. Anyway, if you have made it this far, well done. I applaud you. If you have enjoyed watching me do this, please like, comment, share, subscribe. I do enjoy reading the comments and answering them. And I do the best to do the same on the videos that I watch. I try and comment and everything as well. But yes, if you do, please like, comment, share, subscribe. Any or all of the above would be greatly appreciated. And yes, I will see you in a few days' time for my mini savings challenges. Have a great budget for June, everybody. I hope it really goes well. Same for us. And enjoy the week. Love to you all. Goodbye now.